You were born to change the world. And you will do that when you decide to love yourself and to step into your life purpose, because you do have one. And you might be willing to do that today because it is Valentine's Day, where the most important thing that you could do is to love yourself. And that would mean that you would accept yourself as well. But that's also a process. And I'm doing that today, however. I attempted to do it last year on this date, but I didn't believe deeply enough in myself, because that takes a little bit of time for each of us. Because I knew that I was meant to give you the way for you to fulfill your life purpose, to love yourself, and to change the world. But I kept doubting it, and I kept holding back because it didn't make sense. How could I have done that? And you might have felt that way as well. But now I know that it was accurate, and I've also proven it. And if you don't know me, I'm Roger Burnley, and was a coach for a really long time, but I was also a channel for Wilhelm, which was the collective consciousness that I started accessing in 1989, which terrified me, because I thought I couldn't possibly be uncovering this much power. And so I kept hiding it away because I didn't want to hurt anything, especially myself, I thought. And I kept hiding it away and doing other things and being distracted, so I couldn't own myself. You might have done that, because that is the only reason that we suffer in our lives, the only reason that we don't have everything that we could. But today there's an energetic change that might cause more of us to take that next step. Last year, what I gave you was a Valentine's gift from Wilhelm. Wilhelm, the wisdom and the discovery of self-discovery and of loving yourself. That's all that it is. We only have two options, love or fear. We will love ourselves when we decide to embrace who we are, or we will move into fear when we keep discounting that. And I've done that for quite a while. In 2019, I wrote a book called Overcoming Fear, a guide to freedom, because I knew that if we could do that, we would have freedom. And that's what we're all wanting now. That's what we all desire in our lives, but also in our world. And to tell people that I was given that plan that could change the world was a bit too much. And I kept denying it. And I posted something yesterday saying it kept coming up. The sentence kept coming up. Accepting this message will change your life and the world. And now I know that it's true. Now, everyone's not going to believe that. And I have people who will, for instance, come to my YouTube channel. They'll run from it because I have to tell the truth. I have always been the person who needed to tell the truth. And it's something in me, my double Scorpio, because truth is the most important thing. Because when we don't have that, we become fooled about who we could become as an individual, but also as a world. And in 2020, when our world changed, I knew what was happening, but I kept hiding as well. I could be distracted a little bit more. And then in 2021, I was told I was given the solution to your life and our world. And it was a new philosophy. It was called Your Life Operating Instructions, because we needed to operate in a new way in our lives and also in the world. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the world that we wanted to see, and we would stay in fear and doubt. And I stayed in a little bit of doubt and fear, but I can no longer do that. Because, see, it's been proven to me now, as we live as humans, we start to develop new things, new ways of seeing ourselves and operating in the world. And then I discovered that I was a savant. That was nothing that I expected in my life. I thought most of the time I'm supposed to be a vocal coach. But see, having that ability meant that I was able to access information, put it together in an organized way that could cause any person to heal, because it did that with me. At 75, I'm in the best health of my life, and I went through everything. I had every illness, disease, allergy, you name it, I had it all. And I couldn't understand why it was changing and why I was having mind-body healing. It was because of coming into alignment. But it wasn't me. I was accessing the information, and I was accessing it from universal consciousness. And you may call it God, Jesus, whatever you think of, but it's all the same, whatever particular religion you might have, or none. It doesn't matter because it's all energy. Everyone's called it something different, but there is something that holds the world together and that holds you together, and it's within you. We all have it, but we also have generational patterns that we must move through, otherwise we don't evolve, and neither does the world. And so I can tell you today that you are here to change the world. And that happens when you decide to love yourself, when you decide to step into your purpose, when you take the journey, because it is a journey. It's self-discovery, it's self-actualization, and it's ascension. And what I received includes all of them, and which is why it works, which is why it causes healing, and that could change our world. And then we would stop being afraid. Then we would start having joy, because joy is a powerful element. And that's what I was given in 2008 to show this particular cycle that we were moving through. And then I was shown the order of the universe. And then I was shown your order, that you were born with this unique genetic code, your DNA, that gets activated at different times. And when I meet you, I have a message for you. And that was something that I could not believe, but it's been 100% accurate. We can develop new skills and abilities, and that's what happened for me. But it also frightened me, because how could I be doing this? The person who was depressed, who went through every trauma, how could that have happened? But it did. And that's why I can tell you, I know what you can achieve, and now is the time for you to do that. And then what I've also done is made a way for you. And I'll show you that it works, because I have so many testimonials beyond what I have done, but others. It took a while for me to accept that this could have happened. I was in disbelief. But I've also made it easy, because we're also moving through a time of this wealth and income disparity that we've seen in our lives and in our world. And now is the time for you to be able, you can change it. Because I've created something that you can come into, that anyone can afford. And I've even made it through this weekend, I've even made it so affordable that there is no reason for any person not to do it. You see, because it doesn't happen overnight. You keep this forever, because you're going to always work on yourself. I'm still doing it. I'm still discovering more. So I know I'm not done, and I'll keep receiving more information, because that's how I did it every single day. For 37 years, I would sit down and receive this information, and then it turns into the first verified consciousness-raising system ever developed in history. It took me a while to accept that. But then again, it was proven. We've used science then to prove it, because we understand the quantum field, quantum mechanics, and all of that. Well, I lived it. And then I wrote it down, because that was obviously my role in this lifetime at this time. And as we stand in what feels like a David and Goliath moment, you may have felt that in your life. And now is the time for you to embody the David energy and decide to become yourself. And you will see that as you look at the work and what I'm giving you, and even a discount, it's anyone who can't afford $67 a month or something like that, if you go down to the monthly, you just don't want to discover who you are. And that's not a terrible thing. I didn't want to do it either. I'm just saying that's the fact, and I always have to tell the truth. Because people will run from this, and the reason they run is because they don't want to look at themselves. I didn't want to. That's what Carl Jung told us. So many have told us this over the years. And every great mind that has ever existed is included in the work that I've created. It took me a while to accept that one, but that was also proven. It was challenging for me to put my name with those who have created great philosophies over time, but that was shown as well. And so now I have to accept it, because I want you to accept you. I want you to accept who you are, your purpose, and to begin to live that, because that will change the world. Everything is energy, and the greatest, most powerful energy that we each have is love. And loving of ourselves that's empowerment, and that is self-mastery, and now you have an opportunity to do that. So I'm making this declaration because I hid from myself. I was going to be introverted, but I have to own this because it's what I was given, and I want you to own what you were given, and it's within you. You may have doubted it. You may have thought you screwed up everything. You were never going to get there. I am telling you that's not true, and now is the time you're supposed to do it. And now you have the opportunity. Thank you so much for being here. Please share this with others because I want more people to know what is available to them, how they can live the life of their dreams, which was challenging for me to tell others before, but now I know it's true and it's been proven scientifically, and you'll feel it emotionally as well. I'll see you soon.